All right, let's talk about California, because you've been very outspoken on this, and I think it's crucial that everybody in the industry should have an interest in California racing sticking around. And it's in dire straits right now with the 5 and 6 horse fields. They're only running 3 days a week most weeks, but nobody in Kentucky, it seems like, really wants to do something about it. They're just very myopic. And not just Kentucky, most states just want to do what's best for their state program. You've started sending horses out to California. What are some of the ideas beyond just owners sending horses out there that can help sustain the sport on the West Coast?
I mean, Joe, you're listen, at the end of the day, by being a non-California person, to just voice another state, because I see if California goes, it will hurt Kentucky, New York, and Florida. It will hurt. Gamblers are from California. Breeders are from California. Owners are from California. You got to have, you guys race in California. There's other syndicates that run in California. Like, it can't go away. You can't be a national sport and not have the West Coast. You know that, right?
Right.
So everybody agrees that outside of Kentucky, New York has their own issues, and they have to. I speak to David O'Rourke a lot. He's got his own problems. I feel bad for the guy.
Right.
Florida, but Aiden and Belinda, they have their own issues between Florida and California. Kentucky is the place where they're doing great as a sport, and they don't want to redistribute or share. The one thing I went back at Senator Damon was socialism. Well, the NFL must be a socialist league, because Green Bay and Pittsburgh and Kansas City can compete with New York, LA, and Miami. Right? Mm-hmm. And Buffalo can make it too, and Jacksonville can too.
Yep.
It makes for a healthier pie. Mm-hmm. This way, if you help if you help California, Florida, and New York, Kentucky's business would grow.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't get that. Now, they might have to take a step back, okay?
Right.
But it would grow.
Right.
And by the way, it's not just the purses. The Breeders' Cup has $100 million in their bank account, okay? Why not reinvest in some of these states? If they think, and I like Drew Fleming a lot, I want to go on the record, that having the Breeders' Cup out there every year is going to save California. Well, they're 0 for 15 years. It's not working.
Right.
It's not working.
Right. Yep.
Then you got the Jockey Club, which probably sits with about $40 million, okay? And why haven't they subsidized some purses, done something? Throw some money their way to help them get over this hurdle. Right. And at the end, it's these machines that have to be put on. John, what do they call what do they call it?
HHR.
HHR. I got news for you. I'm a disruptor. I don't know. Have you guys picked that up yet? Okay.
Disrupting the shit out of the show.
What'd you say?
Disrupting the shit out of the show, that's for sure.
I would put those fucking machines in there and say, Indians, come sue me. Seriously, come sue me. I don't care. Right. I don't care.
Yep.
Okay? Come sue me.
Yep. The old ask for forgiveness, not for permission, right?
I'm putting them in there and say, I don't care. Seriously.
Right. Yep.
Sorry. Listen, I'm the one, I don't know if you guys know, but my family made the deal with the Indians for Manhattan. I bought it for $25. I don't know if you knew that, Joe. It was my great-great-grandparent. Wow. You're laughing, John, and Joe's like, fucking Mike, you really did that?
It's because of these beads. I got the original beads right here.
There you go, yeah. John, actually, your dad was the underbidder.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. He is famous for being an underbidder. Absolutely.
Your dad was at 23 and I went to 25, and that's why we get along so well. But seriously, like, come on.
Excellent.
we got to go through it, man. To me, listen, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. Everybody thinks, Vitamin Water must have just been an overnight success. I was bankrupt for 6 years before I had a chance. Then I do a company called Body Armor. I was bankrupt for 5 years before I turned the corner. Like, you have to be nimble. You have to take chances. You have to shake the tree.
Yep.
And this is an industry that people might be willing to shake the tree, but nobody has told them where the trees are. Right. Honestly, John, and this is very important, and Joe, I don't know what percent in your head you guys think people are for what I'm saying or against.
Right.
But I will tell you that 99% of the time, I have people, well-respected people, legends of this game, saying, Mike, keep doing what you're doing. Stallion farms, owners, breeders, keep doing what you're doing. And then they say this, Mike, we are right behind you.
Right.
And then I do this.
And you poof, and they're gone. Yeah, exactly.
No, they were never there. Here's everybody that's behind me in racing. Here it is.
Yep.
And by the way, I don't mind being the purposeful asshole. In fact, I enjoy it. It's great.
Yep.
But
No, exactly.
we gotta, who doesn't want to, I made this big push for aftercare. You have no idea that I don't got everybody behind me. This was the simplest thing. This should have been approved 3 months ago.
Right.
John, do you think that we should raise $20 million for aftercare?
Absolutely.
Just quick question. So who's got to, just to be clear, who's got to approve it? Who's the proposal to?
The commissioner, I guess, right? So
come on. To yourself?
No. What's happening is, and guys, this is a lot of the work that I'm doing behind the scenes that, listen, my day job is suffering. Okay. I've spoken to every senior leader. I have a fucking line. I speak to Bill Costagian. I speak to Gary at Bill Mudd, Alex Rankin, Bill Farish, Jim Gagliano. Believe it or not, we had a Zoom 2 weeks ago. Like Drew Fleming, Lisa Lazarus, Belinda Aiden, O'Rourke. I am meeting with everybody. And everybody wants it fixed. Right. I've met with Shannon. I've met with Boyd. Listen, some conversations have gone great. Some have, Mike, fix them and then come here. But everybody wants it fixed. But you know what? It's almost like somebody has to put this puzzle together. Problem is that half the pieces are fucking missing. Yeah, so I'm doing my best here.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you, I've almost taken as a mental challenge to try to fix this, because really it's unfixable. It really is. Yeah. It's unfixable.
And I think that's why Joe's question is very fair, as far as who has the ultimate rubber stamp to say, yes, this makes sense or this doesn't make sense.
John, it's beautiful. Pat is we're soft selling this and hard selling this.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's great that what do you call it? I mean, this is actually breaking news, which is pretty cool. So, first of all, I'm very friendly with Eric Dobson. Okay. I bought a horse in 2010, 11 or 12, overdriven from him. He owns, he's a minority owner of the, or limited partner in the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Right. And an entrepreneur, spiritual entrepreneur.
Cellular. I mean, wireless. He's great. And we've always had this relationship. I've had 2 long meetings with him. First meeting was, why are you doing this? What are you doing? And I love, he cares about this game and he thinks he can make a difference. What I also love is, like John said, he's an entrepreneur. He wasn't born in Kentucky. He's not a blue blood. He's not related to anybody. I put a lot of pressure to get that, that Eclipse Award winner last year. He won, I don't know what he won, merit, I think his own merit, but out of here. Okay. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I'm not afraid to say this. I don't think he's out, by the way, if I don't put pressure. Because I didn't just put pressure on him. I put pressure on the Stewarts. Yeah. And by the way, Joe, your boss, Terry Finley's a Stewart. So he knows about the pressure I put on. And I can't be in this game if it's not going to try to change. Right. Bringing in Everett, I think, is a great move in the right direction. Right. The thing that I have fear with is how fast we need changes quickly. And I don't know how fast we're going to be able to move, but I am going to work with Jim Gagliano, and Pat Cummings is going to work with Jim Gagliano, and I'm going to work with Everett, and the Jockey Club and the NTA are going to draw up, as far as registration going up fees, as far as, stud fees, sales tax on both sides. Everything is going to be put together. But at the end of the day, Joe, we can't force it because we have no jurisdiction to force.
You don't have power over it. Yeah, exactly.
But hey, John, you're going to love this. You know what I told everybody? You don't have to sign it. You really don't.
Right.
But I'm going to fucking tell everyone who signed it and who didn't, just so you know.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Every stallion farm that's going to say we're giving a stud fee, great. And these other ones I'm going to say they didn't. And if one sales company taxes 0.025 on both sides, I'm going to say this one did it and this one didn't. And if this track's going to charge $50 and this one's not, I'm going to race there too. So we're going to be able to tell who did and who didn't.
Right.
And it's a shame that I have to get to that.
Right.
But right now, once this is set up, we're going to know who's in or not. So at first, it's going to be, these are the people that are doing it and these are not.
Right. Yep.
So maybe instead of raising 20 million, I'm going to raise 10.
Right.
But I got news here. I mean, for a guy that's never been on Twitter, I mean, people read what I write.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you have two options of leverage right now. One is to out people if they're not doing the right thing, which you're talking about, and the other is to spend money where with the people who are following your game plan and avoiding buying or working with people who aren't. And you've done that before, not only with the Stallions, but also the 2-year-old sales. You were very outspoken about a year ago about, I'm not buying horses at the 2-year-old sales because they're breezing too fast and it's not healthy for, and there are studies that show, okay, both sides, but you were outspoken about it. And I have to say it that way, Mike, because I'm on the OBS board. So I have to, just understand where I'm coming from on that. Okay.
And I've had conversations with the guys that make this.
Yeah, absolutely. And so much so that there were a couple of horses that galloped last year that we were interested in and you were interested in.
I was the underbidder in Sandman.
That we went kind of head to head on. And now this year, because of your urging and because of also some internal stuff that went on, that I'm proud to say, there's going to be gallop options for some of these horses. Now, does that change your attitude towards buying 2-year-olds now, knowing that these horses are being set up to gallop as opposed to, well, they're just not fast enough, so we're going to gallop?
John, and I think for the first time you were being nice to me. You said, Mike, you actually said what you said you were going to do. I've been on 2 horses last year in OBS. Okay,
right.
Number one was an authentic colt that galloped, and I bought him for $300,000.
Right.
And the other one was the Tappet. I didn't give a fuck how good they looked. I was gonna buy both of them to prove a point.
To prove a point. Now, exactly. Yeah.
And I bought one for $300,000. His name is Acknowledged. He's a Louisiana bred, and he's with Joe Sharp right now. He came in second, I think, the other day.
Right.
And I was gonna buy that horse no matter what. It was just a point. My team didn't have to like him. Yeah. And then I wanted to buy the Tappet. And you guys, I saw him win his maiden. I got sick to my stomach. I'm pissed. And then I saw him lose the stake, but I'm sure he's a 2-turn horse. He's going to be fine.
You can still buy into him, Mike. It's all right. We'll let you in if you want.
For $600,000 instead of 1.2, I'm in. So I mean, because if he would have won that stake, he would have told me $5 million. So
that's
but yes, and I have been speaking to someone. Listen, I'm hating Ocala. The farmers called me out. I mean, but you know what? How can you go and I went off on Bob Baffert and even our guy, Zendin. I mean, like Zidane, you can have a good magic. You can have a Muth, right? That can happen. 9-4 and do that. But we're asking these horses before their second birthday,
right, to
go under 10 seconds.
Right.
When Joe and Jon, I want to know, last time in a horse race, you saw any horse go under 10 seconds.
Right. And only have the race be a furlong long. Yeah. No,
Not
exactly.
by a lane that goes 9-4 and he can't go a quarter.
Right.
How just happened? I'm thinking this horse can go 1.25 miles and he goes 9-4. And by the way, what testing is going on? What drugs are in their system? I mean, Tyson should spend time there, right?
Well, that has changed a lot. I can tell you that as far as drug testing has gone on ever since Heise has been implemented, that has changed significantly. But to me, the most important thing is giving these horses an option, or giving these owners and consigners an option where they don't have to breeze these horses, where they can gallop them, and there's still going to be guys like you and me and other
John,
people who want to buy.
I love that, and I think me and you proved last year. Right. That if you gallop, a horse can go for 1.2 or 300,000, right?
Yeah, exactly.
People, some idiot, I don't know who it was, says, "Hey, Mike, are you really going to buy a horse that just gallops?" Mm-hmm. I said, in September, I spend $1 million on a horse that just walks.
That stands. Right. Yeah, exactly.
6 months later, all of a sudden he gallops. I'm not going to buy him. Why not?
Right. Exactly.
So that makes no sense.
Right.
But for everyone that makes it, how many don't get to the racetrack, and how many? I mean, listen, long term, I mean, you're hurting the breed.
Yeah.
And what is it telling breeders to buy?
Well,
Have your horse go
that's the
9 and
bigger
3, you'll
part.
get $1 million.
That's the bigger part.
That's
of
the
it. Exactly.
Kentucky Derby.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
We're
exactly.
teaching it
100%.
wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I mean, you're incentivized to make them go too
And
fast.
Joe, one more thing. 5-10 years ago, if a horse went under 10 once, it'd be a miracle. Now you have 35 horses at a sale going under 10.
Right. And
You
galloping
can't
out
wait till
another
we get
quarter mile.
9. Wait
Yeah.
till we get 8 and 4. Are you going to get excited by that?
Right. Exactly. I can't even drive that
There's
fast.
going to be a
enough,
sub 20. There's going to be a sub 20 quarter at some point in the next 5 years.
Next 5 years, maybe next sale.
Yeah, maybe.